can give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, 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 what's going on, buddy? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy.
Big D!
He's back.
Hot edition.
Hot edition. Hot
Stay
Tuesday
cool
edition. My name is Neil Rule, that guy, D-Mac, Darren McCarty. He is here in the house. It's a Golf Tuesday for D-Mac. That chair will be spinning at 101, right?
If not before.
If not before,
Good,
absolutely. But no, we're back. We're in effect. We got Chase in the Chase audio booth. We got young Justin's back from Electric Forest. And for some reason, intern Simeon's chair gets bumped because young Justin graces us with his presence back from Electric Forest with his Electric Forest t-shirt with some weird kind of E for electric and earthy colors on it. I've cracked the marketing code for all of those hippie tech fests. So we are ready to go. We are ready to rock. And D-Mac, good to be back with you, man.
Good to be back. Hey, Spenny, can you show? We're showing early. That's what I've been doing.
Oh, yeah.
You want to see, like, what's everybody been doing in the heat? Hasn't slowed me down. Look at that golf tip.
That's beauty.
That's pretty epic. You got a little one
Oh,
going.
yeah, absolutely.
But that could be, did you mow the lawn this weekend?
No, that's officially been handed off to the,
Boys,
to the eldest
Wait,
child.
whoa. Wait a sec.
Is it because it's too hot? You handed it off
So
to
the
him?
lawnmower and electric and whatever responsibility, but the dishes still no. How's the dish situation?
The dish's issue has been passed on to the middle child for whatever
There you
reason.
go.
I don't know what his issue is. Like, he can't get it figured out.
So
but
the
Cristiano's basically kind of a somewhat functioning adult.
Do you think it
Somewhat.
was
Whoa,
the verbal
guys,
abuse he
that's
took
pretty-
on the show?
No.
Hey,
Okay.
Spenny, how long have we been doing this
Yeah.
show? That's like other than the brilliance of Cristiano, but like as it was like an adult doing adult things. Shout out
Absolutely.
to you, bud.
Shout out
Yeah.
Cristiano.
No,
His
yeah.
dad
He's,
give you props and he won't give you props, so he's now the official. How does he do?
he's good. Like, it's good. Like, he's lazy about going around the bushes. Like, he needs to, like, get in there a little more.
Yeah.
And then, like, he's got to, like, move the trampoline to get under the trampoline.
He's not doing that.
He'll do it every now and then, but sometimes I got to remind him to go do it. But all in all, I'll take it.
There you
How
go.
often do you send him out
Once a
there?
week. Yeah, once a week.
Now, do you still get to enjoy the bourbon?
I do, because I
You just
still
watch him do it?
No,
Yeah.
I don't. Like,
I would.
I'm typically gone, you know.
Okay.
Because traveling a lot on the weekends and stuff. I'll still handle the edging though.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
edging and the weed, because the edging is.
I'm more of a gooner personally, but
He
I
Loves
understand.
the edge.
Yeah,
all day. Edge all day.
I do like edging. Like,
Edge all night.
It is weird. It's satisfying, as the kids would say. But jump into that Woodward Sports chat thread. Lots of reaction to young Justin and Electric Forest, like this from Art Vandelay. Electric Forest sounds like deodorant was optional. I'm sure it probably was.
No, what did you
Molly
say?
was mandatory, though.
No, you said something earlier about kids that love to play in the dirt.
That is true, yeah.
Hey, I can speak on that from only my own experience. I shower every day and I carry deodorant in my backpack because I sweat a lot. So don't be putting that on me.
I would hope so. You're a small Sasquatch, bro. Look at the hair on you. I mean, it's got to be hot right now. So good for you.
Yeah.
Self-awareness.
Yep, no.
Was it hot up there?
Oh,
With all those people?
Yeah.
And it must
Looked like
have
a
been
nightmare.
that
Sauna.
heat wave that hit on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, but how
If
much
you
of that
were
was
so
Molly
high-
induced?
No, I do not do Molly. That is where I get off the
Pure
highway.
E.
But
Yeah.
it was 95 with minimal wind and it was cooking. Like
What do you think the internal temperature was of a lot of your brethren? Because you say you don't partake in it, but for the Molly crowd, for the E crowd, internal temperature
I
about
hate the
108.
E crowd. 108, and they don't know where they are. Like they are literally standing there, like just watching the music. So, they were definitely hitting the 108 threshold for sure. They were sweating like no other.
Going to a music festival and not doing Molly's kind of an L. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I don't think I could sit through an electronic music festival unless I was on some drugs. Like that's not my scene. That's not my
And just sitting there
forte.
staring at the E and the logo.
Yeah, like I like a lot of different types of music, like Chase could attest. I was just screaming some emo music in here earlier. You guys know I like rap, classic rock. I'm a country guy in the summer.
You had a different, diverse mix yesterday.
Yeah, I get off the bus at electronic music though. That's not my.
Well, you have to be heavily under the influence of some intoxicant to enjoy it, like whether it's drugs
Boom.
or alcohol.
Then it's
or,
not
or
good
both.
music.
Boom.
Agreed. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like period. End of
It
story.
sounds like a
100%
car that
true.
won't turn over. Like, remember when you were a kid in your crib and you had like the spinning thing with the lights and the sounds? Like, that's what going to a music festival. It's the adult
Chase
version.
always
Mobile?
bringing it back to reality.
Yeah.
It always goes back to, it's called a mobile.
Yeah.
Thank
Or
you,
whatever.
D-Mac.
But everybody had the windy mobile, and you're all.
Yeah, you got all the lights and the sounds, and you know, instead of being like 2 months
So
old.
if all us minions had like the basic one, imagine what Justin's look like. So no wonder he's got to go see like Zed's Dead and all that stuff just to get back to that. It makes sense.
Just got to relate the material.
That's
Chase.
it.
Okay.
This is also the least like fucked up I've been in a music festival in my entire life, and I loved it. So I'm honestly gonna keep getting more and more sober as I go to more
You buying that,
festivals.
Spenny?
Yeah.
I
over
am.
now.
Look at the
He's-
maturity of the kid.
Yeah.
Right? Not like as the responsibility.
He was still texting me throughout the weekend, so he was like, and it wasn't like gibberish. So.
Yeah, like when Halliburton got hurt, I thought it was a Tiger because I didn't have service, and I got that text, and I thought it was a Tigers player, so I like started freaking out, and I texted Spenny, and I was like, please tell me that it is not a Tiger, and it's not like Riley Green or Gary Carpenter or something. Prayers for Tyrese Halliburton, but
Yeah,
thank
it
God it
sucks.
wasn't a Tiger.
J-Gab is on one about the Pistons. And I think I had some stuff I was going to get to, but D-Mac's here. We didn't get a chance to do it yesterday. There are a couple of angles because I think I can intertwine the two here. With the Kevin Durant trade, we didn't talk about it. And I just want to, for the people like J-Gab that are out there that are worked up, I want to do a real-life application. Just humor me, okay? Oh, by the way, ratings for Game 7, almost 18 million people watching Game 7.
Wow.
So they went from like 11 million or whatever it was, all the way up to 18 million for the Game 7. It backs up every theory, D-Mac, I say.
There was no.
We're an event society. We can't watch or do anything unless it's some big event. We can't.
That's fair.
Goes to show you. I'm surprised that many. And it was a perfect. There wasn't really battling anything that night either, right?
Yeah.
You look for.
Yeah, it
what-
was kind of on its own.
Yeah. So, and I mean, if we're talking about the fight, I'm a little disappointed, like in the celebration.
Yeah.
Like,
I was
that's
trying.
not how you celebrate. I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I made the analogy, right? Like look at the Florida Panthers in the Stanley Cup, and the way the excitement like carries over. It's sort of like the Alex Ovechkin scoring goals. You don't know which one of his 900 it is because it's the same way. And I said, well, if you're Barry Sanders and you're consistent and you just hand the ref the ball back, that's you. Brett Hull, act like you've been there before. But I'll remind you that one time, when controversial or not, when Brett Hull scored the winning goal for Dallas against Buffalo to win the Stanley Cup, he got excited. So
You know it's in there.
Yeah.
it's in there. I was just like, was anybody else? It was just sort of matter of factly. And I know you were trying to
That's their thing.
explain to me about
Yeah.
the Riz and the aura
The
and whatever
nonchalant,
about this.
that's their
this
thing.
now
Yeah.
because they're the fourth youngest team, and that's like it's a cool thing not to be cool. Like,
Yep.
like this is it. And we're
The new
supposed to-
generation's
Dude,
gotta figure it
I
out,
don't
man.
get it because even our 02 team, the Hall of Fame team, the team that won the President's Trophy, was expected to win the cup because we bought all these guys or whatever. We still got it done, and we were excited to win.
Right.
Like I don't know if anything, like, and to all that crowd. The unfortunate because we didn't get to see it because Halliburton went out. But that second half by SGA, if you are the MVP and the best player in the world voted by it, that's your time to shine. And what did he do? He shone.
We closed it out. Yeah.
He closed it out to whatever else the way it was supposed to end. It's a storybook. First, finishing all this, winning all this, and whatever. But, like, can you not get excited? That's all.
Well, Jalen Williams had his first taste of alcohol
Yep.
after in the post game and said it was awful.
Yeah, beer. His
He
first
said
beer.
He had his first beer ever.
That's how
And
young he is.
He had some champagne. He said he had a beer,
It was a Michelob Ultra too.
and he
man.
said it was awful, and he's not doing it ever
I
again.
saw somebody comment and they were like, if I won a championship and was drinking Michelob Ultra, I'd be pissed too.
Yeah,
But
like,
you got to get some
that,
better beers
well,
than that.
that logo's on the floor.
And you're not supposed to be drinking the Michelob Ultras. You put the thumbs on the top and But like I said, dude, that's
The boys just want to hoop.
They're nonchalant. That's their thing. That's
what you know.
The
what?
new generation loves that nonchalant attitude.
This new generation,
It's weird.
I have crossed the bridge now. I'm old and gonna complain.
Yeah, that's
the new
fair.
generation's got to figure it out because, like, if you look cool but don't perform, it's aura. If you perform and then you're not like excited about it, then it's being nonchalant. Like you guys, you have it all figured out.
They've got
you have
a
an
loophole
excuse
for
everything.
Yeah, a loophole,
You've got an
yeah.
excuse for everything.
Absolutely.
If you're not performing, but you're a good guy, it's vibes. Like if what the case you want to make for somebody doesn't fit statistically, you just say, "Hey man, vibes." Like that's it. You got it figured out. You know what? I take that back. I'm not complaining about it. Props to you because you get away with it.
Yeah,
So, good for you.
You know, you're playing both sides, so you always come out.
You
on
always
top.
win.
Yeah.
You know what you are? You're a more modern Neil Rule. That's what you are.
Yeah.
You're Neil Rule with the times. Good for you. Hey,
Hats off.
hats off to you. Vibes.
Aura.
Aura.
Nonchalant.
Swagger.
Yeah.
Nonchalant. It's been there before.
It's big with them. The nonchalant. You see it everywhere. And Shea and Jalen Williams are two nonchalant superstars.
Yeah.
Really
in a
is.
nonchalant city.
Yeah.
Woodward Sports chat thread. A lot of slander going at Bones Jones.
Yeah, I mean, John Jones is my GOAT. He still is. I think he's the GOAT. But yeah, it's kind of whack. Like, obviously the allegation or the arrest stuff came out after he retired. Because
We're past that with him.
He's not a good person. Everybody knows
Yeah.
that. But I wanted to see him fight Tom Aspinall. I really did.
$30 million. So is
And
what I'm
apparently
hearing
the deal
true?
was on
They
the
got
table.
the deal done.
The deal was done.
Bones Jones, $30 million to fight Tom Aspinall, and then he said yeah, and then he retired.
Then he retired. And that's weak.
I'm extremely disappointed.
I think he'd beat Tom Aspinall. Like, he could just wrestle fuck the shit out of him. You know, Fox 2. Like, but he's one of the best wrestlers, if not the best wrestler in the history of the UFC that's not, like, Dagestani or one of those guys like Khabib or any, like, American-born wrestlers. He's just different. And that's what he would have done against Tom Aspinall, and it would have been probably an easy win unless he got clipped. But, yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks.
DNC,
I'm leaning more and more to GSP every day, man. I swear to God, I love GSP.
When's the last time he fought?
Well, he's been retired for a while.
Yeah,
but he's goated, dude. He's one of the that's the conversation that John Jones is in. When you talk about him, you're talking about the greatest UFC fighters of all time, and that's GSP, Mighty Mouse, Anderson Silva, John Jones, Khabib, DC's in there too. So, yeah, it sucks, but what are you gonna do, man? I really wanted to see him fight Aspinall because I think he would have won, and that would have shut everybody up, but.
Yeah, I agree. I thought he would beat Aspinall as well for the same exact reasons, but the fact that he did duck and if he ends his career on this note,
it's not over yet. Like
I know it's not over.
That's
Yeah,
what
he says he
DNC
retired.
rest in peace Tuesday, rest in peace John Jones. Imagine being the GOAT and ducking competition. He knew Tom was going to wash and embarrass him in front of the world, and he tapped out, embarrassing. D-Mac, I suspect, and I've been talking about my son Cristiano with this. I suspect that he came up with a number, UFC said yeah, and then he was like, well, if you can do that, then they would probably do this.
That's what I thought it was. Like, he probably asked for a shit ton of money, and Dana said no.
30 million. That was the
Yeah.
talk. He asked for 30, and then Dana White said okay, and then he was like, shit, how about 35?
Yeah. But also the thing that came up with the girl in the car, and that's definitely not good. But
Yeah, but we've proven that we're undefeated against that in the fight game. As fight game fans, we don't care.
yeah.
Like maybe that's controversial to say, I don't know, but the viewership and the money suggest that we don't care across the board. Is that fair?
Mm-hmm.
So
And the UFC is down right now. They are bleeding.
They're down bad,
They're
yeah.
bleeding. They need.
there's no stars.
They need stars, and John Jones was probably their biggest right now, and unfortunately that happened.
All right, I do want to talk about the Pistons just out of the open. There's some Tarek Skubal stuff that really I missed out on, so I apologize about it. He spoke to the media in Tampa, by the way. I sent some stuff over to Spenny.
Got it.
There's some Skubal stuff that I want to talk to. Dr. Pierce is here. You guys asked, so Dr. Pierce delivers. Well, he comes on Tuesday anyway on the show. But anyway, we're going to talk about the Achilles stuff.
And before we go to break, we're going to talk about it at the end of the show too. But D-Mac, why don't you tell us about what's going on today?
Oh, yeah, tonight. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I was in the chat. Can't hear you. Yeah. Tonight, 6 to 9, center line. Where is it? 2-5.
255-43 Van Dyke.
Yeah.
6 to 9. I got. We're doing open house for the Grind Time Academy. Not just come and see what it's all about, but all the programs that we have, the summer programs, kids programs, everything else. Probably have a couple demonstrations, and I got Big Al Sabaka coming out with his Red Wing Grill to grill some burgers and dogs and stuff like this. So pop on by and check out what we're all about. That was cool. Got to. Everybody saw Fox 2 yesterday. Got to Ryan took care of us out there. So, yeah, we're rolling. Yeah. So,
Coming out to center line and see it.
I'm going after the
that's it.
show.
Well, I told you, Spenny.
Yeah.
We're making it.
Putting it on the map. Putting the city on the
Center
map.
line on the map. Absolutely. Let's go.
We're on Fox 2. We got Centerline on Fox 2. What the fuck?
Never happened before.
No. Hey, I was on the cover of the Warren Weekly. So
I'm just saying.
look out.
Next thing, they got to get a buddies
It
there.
was during football practice. Yeah.
We got a Cattleman's, dude.
We got a Cattleman's.
Cattleman's is awesome.
Cattleman's is legit.
You know what is also awesome? That party store. You ever been to that party store around
Oh,
the
yeah.
corner? Dude, that thing's epic.
It's huge.
Well, it's got to be the only party store in center line, right? Because it's one block,
only one that
one block
matters.
long.
It's the only one that matters. Hey, it's a mile by a mile. All right.
All right. Okay.
A city block.
All right, where are we going? We doing Buddies? What are we
Buddies,
doing?
yeah.
All right. Hey, everybody. Buddies Pizza, by the way, the original Detroit-style pizza since 1946. E&E were at the downtown location yesterday, as a matter of fact. And you can jump on the website, find out which one is closest to you, buddiespizza.com. And then, since you're there, just go ahead and order dinner and get 10% off with the promo code 10meal. That's right, the original Detroit-style pizza. Born in Detroit. Yes, a lot of people are imitating it. No one can duplicate it because that is Buddies, the original Detroit-style pizza since 1946. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Tired of losing out on the car of your dreams? Bad credit? No credit? At the Feldman Chevrolet Freedom Sale, we say yes. Over 5,000 new Chevys to choose from, all priced to move with our best deals of the year. Get a 2025 Silverado for just $149 a month, or this 2026 Equinox for only $209 a month. When other dealers say no, Feldman Chevrolet says yes. Don't miss the Freedom Sale, going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
E-Mac here to talk to you about Mad Packs. Mad Packs is the hottest new cannabis brand. They partnered with us here at Woodward Sports. Available in select retailers near you. High-low is getting you high for the low. That's delivering top-tier quality at unbeatable prices with their Boom Shakalaka, their live resin-infused tarantula. I saw one lying in the back out there. That thing better not be there when I get back there because it is the bomb, right, Spenny?
Oh, yeah.
Blizzard Packs, THCA, Moon Rocks that hit like a blizzard. Stay tuned to here, Woodward Sports, for the latest updates on Mad Packs. They are fire.
All right, back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty in the house. And, of course, we have Chase. Intern Simeon is here. He's a legend at Vanderbilt. We also have Spencer Raxter, per usual. Check out the heavyweights today.
Shout out.
5 to 7. All right. We didn't get a chance to talk about it so much yesterday. And, look, at the surface, there's not going to be a ton of traction for the Kevin Durant trade. It was newsworthy for a second, then that left, and then it was Game 7, and then people kind of forgot about it. But I saw in the chat today, Jay Gebb, a valued member of the Woodward Sports YouTube chat community, asked the question, said, "Boys, I need an answer as to why the Pistons front office is absolutely dropping the ball. Can we for once be the team that has the splash this offseason?" So, Jay Gebb, I would ask you directly, since you brought it up, I would ask you directly the question. And I would assume that either has to do with the Kevin Durant trade, which we'll touch on from the Pistons side in a second, or the Drew Holiday trade yesterday, which I have no earthly idea what the Trailblazers are doing.
Makes no sense.
Makes no sense whatsoever. For those that missed it, Anthony Simmons, right?
Yep. Anthony Simon.
Anthony Simon's Bill Simmons, Anthony Simon.
Yeah.
Anthony Simon, a couple second-round picks to the Celtics for Drew Holiday. And his 3 years, $105-ish million remaining on his, probably more, probably about 110. 3 years, 110-ish million remaining on his contract at about 36-ish per year, where there is a player option in 3 years when he's 38. No, thank you. No, thank you.
It doesn't make sense, at all.
I know why the Celtics did it.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to get under that second apron. That
Yep.
sheds about 10, 11 million. They're about 20 million a year away from being under the second apron.
Kristaps Porzingis.
Boom, boom.
How you doing?
Yeah. And that's going to be the story. That's what they're trying to do. And look, I went to multiple basketball people and asked them, people that I really respect, that understand the financial side of it and all that. I said, this Durant trade, that because I know everyone's going to freak out about it, and there are going to be people in the chat that says, RM Dole 19, it's because Kevin Durant doesn't do calf raises. We are a sports town that likes well-developed calves. That's probably true. What would the Pistons trade for KD look like? The basketball people told me Ivy, Holland, Tobias, because it's got to be Tobias, so the numbers match, and probably 5 seconds. And the logic would be the Ivy is the player component that Houston gave up. Holland is the top 10 pick component that they gave up. And then Tobias is the money thing, and then the 5 seconds, and that's pretty much the equivalent or what it would take. So I ask you, Jay Gab, because I would hope that we can agree that no one here is interested in Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
I was 8
Not
years.
for that price.
I was 8 years ago,
Yeah.
but I'm not now. And it's to me, are you doing that for Durant?
Probably, yeah, I would probably.
Okay, probably.
Yeah. It was, what was Ron Holland, Tobias
Ivy,
Harris, and Ivy?
in 5 seconds,
Yeah, I'd probably do that.
which would about be the equivalent.
Yeah.
So you would do that.
Yeah, but
For 1 year of Durant,
yeah.
which is going to be 2,
Yeah.
because he's not coming here to say, oh, he's wherever he goes, he's going to get a 1+1 extension.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what he's going to do. So, Motor City
He wouldn't
R1.
have I know how he likes Detroit and stuff, and he likes Cade Cunningham, two Texas guys. He wouldn't have come here. He would have went to. He wanted to go back home. He wanted to go to Texas. So,
IT Hips, Trajan's doing nothing this offseason, guaranteed, while all the other teams improve in the East. IT, what are we talking about here? Give me a for instance.
I mean, not Boston. Orlando got better. Orlando, that's a great trade for Orlando. I think they jumped the Pistons with that trade. But I think the Pistons are going to do something. I just don't think it's going to be a blockbuster move just yet. Although fans would like to see it, because with Tatum out for the year, with Halliburton out for the year, with Damian Lillard out for the year, with Giannis wanting out in Milwaukee, with whatever the hell's going on in New York, the East is kind of wide open. So I think the Pistons are realistically a move right now, a superstar, not even a superstar, but superstar adjacent type player, a number 2 away from being in the finals next year. I think Kevin Durant would have made that happen. I think if you had Kevin Durant, I think you're in the finals next year. But
Really?
If you keep Asar Thompson and Jalen Duren, you had Kevin Durant, and you re-sign Beasley, I think you're in the finals next year. And but I didn't expect them to get Kevin Durant, so I'm not freaking out about that. But I think a move like that could definitely push them over the top. Is that going to happen? Probably not. I think Trajan Langdon wants to see all of these young guys on the court together, Asar with the summer behind him, Ivy coming back from the injury before he makes a move. But, yeah, I can see why people would be upset.
See, I'm not running to the phone to do the Durant.
Neither am I.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not running to do that. I'm not, man. And is Durant because you have to think about it like this: is Durant playing 60 games? because that's what he played last year.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like
he's
the
an
writing's
injury
on the
risk.
wall, dude.
For sure. And he already obviously had the Achilles, so
And I'm not saying he's not great.
He's fantastic.
Great. He's great. He's an elite shooter.
like
that doesn't go away.
almost 40 years old. Though,
Yeah,
so.
he's an elite shooter. But D-Mac, this is a battle I've been fighting a lot. Like the love for the transaction. And I'm not saying that I don't want them to not do anything, but I am saying that I'm not doing something for the sake of doing something. Are the fans kind of like kids at the toy store right now?
How can you be there right now with where you're at with this team? Now's not the time to make that decision. Maybe if we're in this position next year, this is when the conversation has to be had. Does anybody not agree? Let's just stay a little firm. I think that from what just reading between the lines is they're going to they want to see what they got with Ivy first, right? Like they're not just going to get so are we all in agreement, even everybody who's upset, that if there was a move made, Jaden Ivey is part of it?
Well, if it's going to be,
if you're making a big move
Yeah.
right now, no matter what it is, to appease everybody, he's
And
one.
it's
and
Ivy
and
and.
Duran and whatever, but he's the piece. What Langdon and Bickerstaff and this organization is telling me is that they're going to wait and see, because you're not. If this is a year from now and I just think you're a year away to be upset, right? It's the same. It's a lot of same with the Red Wings. You can have more frustration with them, but you can't be frustrated because they don't sit back and make a move. Why can Boston do that and be the beneficiary of such a move where we're going, why the hell did this other team take on this contract and do that? Because they've won. Because they're in a different spot. That's the spot we're trying to get to.
And their goals are different. They're
That's
trying
what
to
I'm
shed
saying.
money.
They're above us.
Yeah.
So our goals aren't their goals. So we can't operate like them. I don't want to get frustrated. Like, why is everybody getting frustrated and just let this man cook? Like, we always want to get ahead of Brad Holmes, get ahead of Trajan Langdon, get ahead of everybody else until what their play is. To me, it just tells me that they like the guys that they got, and they're going to go with them and see what they add to it. That's all.
Jacob, no Drew, yes on the KD deal. See, again, I'm not running for that. Simeon, you have something with Jeff?
Might help in a weird way, because the injuries now make everyone go, oh, just buy now. Everyone's hurt. Dame, Tyrese, and Tatum. That might help, because they probably thought they could win it as constructed already, because we were that close this year. Why not take a shot at it this year? If you get there, whatever, now, and then when everyone's back healthy, then you take your big swing. You know what you have, a full season of Ivy, full season of Cade together.
No, and there is a camp of that, too.
I would really like to see the Pistons try and go after Kristaps Porzingis. Like, I think that he would be much cheaper than a Lauri Markkanen, and obviously they're very similar in what they do, but when he could stay healthy, he's one of the best rim protectors and floor spacers in the league. Like, we saw how important he was for that Celtics finals run. He would definitely help this team. But I don't know how they would do it, because I don't know if you keep Tobias in that situation, and the Celtics aren't taking Tobias because they're giving up Porzingis for the money. But I would take Porzingis in a heartbeat.
Is it like this?
Yeah.
It's sort of like lining things up. They're almost there, but don't try to wrench it, into place, because we don't have to. Right? Like, is everybody confident that they're going to make some sort of move to help this team? Or are they just going to – is that the fear that nothing's going to happen and we're going to run it back with the same lineup but maybe healthier guys playing?
They're going to tweak the four.
Like, where does the anger come from?
But what if they didn't, though, Spenny? What if they didn't and they added Ivy and they said, all right, let's go? Because in the Woodward Sports chat thread, DNC says our starting five played a grand total of 2 minutes together last year.
Yeah, I think if you don't upgrade to fourth spot, you miss an opportunity. I think that you do. We've heard all of them say that when you talk about Tom Gores, when you talk about Trajan Langdon, about making the team better and improving this roster going forward. Now, does that mean giving a Kevin Durant? No, I don't think so. Like I said, I don't think that's yet. I think that'll be next year if they do it, because then they'll truly know about different young guys. But I think they got to improve the fourth spot somehow.
Spenny brings up a great point, right, when he says names. Because when he said Tom Gores, you know that the checkbook's open.
Yeah.
You know it's not a money thing.
It is. Doesn't it feel different talking about the Pistons
it
and the Tigers?
really does.
Right? So when you're talking Pistons, it's like, yeah, we could do that. Our guy would do that. We'd take on a contract like that. So then it goes back to, right, where it's different when we're talking about the Tigers. Here, whatever, but we're waiting. But with Tom Gores, are we not 100% everybody like that man will do whatever it takes if that's the play his people tell him we need to make. So their move isn't there. I'm firmly confident that whether it's the injury thing of our guys or the league's guys that they're going to target, they got some guys they're targeted. I just don't think they're right now, unless they're what Spenny says, it's to caveat the 4 spot or to add on because – you know, what do they need? Anybody, not like
they need
I'm
shot
sitting over
creation.
here going like Malik B. Like you need who's going to be the shooter next year, and it doesn't have the
They're gonna
name
bring
doesn't. The
Beasley
name
back.
could change, but at that rate of the 3-point because that spot shooter and that guy was so valuable, right? So
they need shot creation, which I think they will get back with Ivy when Ivy's healthy. He provides a lot of shot creation and playmaking, so that will help. But if they're not going to make a big move to get a legitimate shot creator, a legitimate number 2 for Cade right now, which I don't think they are, they need to get a big who can shoot outside of Tobias. Because once Tobias left the floor,
everybody's got
Fontecchio
one.
wasn't doing anything. Paul Reed's a nothing. You got a good center rotation in Duren and Stewart, but you need a 4 after Tobias that's going to be able to make shots with Cade or with Ivy in the pick and roll and different things like that.
It's wild. I didn't even think about it till D-Mac said it, and you and I kind of looked at each other and we're like, it is totally different talking about the Pistons in the offseason than it is talking about the Tigers in the offseason.
Yeah.
Like, it's wild how the physiology in the room changes. Like, the hope, you just kind of laid it down.
Not even
like,
in the-
not for a second thought is there, can we do this? Would we do this?
the offseason,
No, there is no
anytime.
second thoughts.
Anytime. When it comes to Tom Gores, because he did the ultimate. He did the Javi buyout. Mm-hmm. Right? Armani Williams.
Yeah, he did.
Like that was his version of buying out Javi. Now, in hindsight, right, it seems like what is he, third? Spenny, congratulations. He's third in
Thank you.
outfield voting right now.
Yep.
Javi Baez.
Starting center fielder for the American League right now.
I think Spenny stuffed the bet. You come up with some
It's
kind
a-
of software program for him to get 500,000 votes in a week?
5 in there every day.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah. Every day. Everybody else should, too.
No, but you know what
I'm
I'm
voting for
saying?
Zach
Like-
McKinstry. Vote for and Colt Keith. Vote for your Tigers.
But it's never that. So that's why it's even more so where it's like, okay, I do you believe they have a game plan?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they have a game
a lot
plan.
of it tells you is that what they have in house, and Ivy's the key of his health and what he can mean to this team.
And that's what this all. And so, like, for the J-Gebs out there and everything like that, keep that in mind. Spenny, can we like reality check it?
Yep.
And
Are you willing to trade Jaden Ivey?
wait, but
Because the baseline of everything we talk about, that's involved, right? Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Him or Duren.
Like that's your piece, man. And I would say, given the nature of your center position right now,
Yeah.
you're not
No,
really
yeah.
going to be moving on from Durant.
Yeah, I agree. And you got to find a team that's willing to pay him, too.
got
so-
a question.
Extension eligible. Yes, Mr.
Got a
McCarty.
question. Isn't adding Jaden Ivey to your roster this year like adding a free agent?
Definitely helps.
Because of he didn't play last year, so it's almost like you get it's look at it like you just traded for him, because he wasn't part of your offense last year. And I think the most poignant thing that JB Bickerstaff is looking at was brought up that this team played 2 minutes the starting lineup together the whole season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I look at it like, oh, guys coming back off of injury, it's like signing a free agent.
And I look at Jaden Ivey. He hasn't played with Asar. Like, he didn't get to play with Asar last year when he was playing. And he looked better. Obviously, at the beginning of the year, the efficiency and different things like that is one thing. But, like, when you have Asar Thompson and Isaiah Stewart behind you, that's definitely going to help you out a lot more. So I think Trajan wants to see Ivy, Asar, and Cade on the floor at the same time. And I don't blame him for that. Ivy is a tremendous talent, and he's got a lot of potential. But we'll see how it works out next year. I mean, if they don't move him in the summer, which I don't expect them to, they're going to have to make some hard decisions by the deadline because you have both Duren and Ivy eligible for extensions.
Dad with Tourette's, if the player incoming is over $25 million, the trade has to involve Harris. I don't think the Pistons want to move Harris. He would prefer he play the contract out. No, Dad with Tourette's, and that was the other thing. I tried to get that across to everybody. Like,
yeah,
he would have to for
it's the
any
only
star
way to
move.
make the money work.
Yeah, for any star move, Harris is a non-negotiable. Has to because of the money. And this was a fascinating. Are you willing to trade Ivy for the first 40 votes? It went back and forth between 52-48 and 52-48 on both sides. That's wild. So we'll let the commercial. We got to double up a break.
Yeah, we do. Let's do Lady Janes and Feldman.
All right, Lady Janes and Feldman. All right, D-Mac, tell them about Lady Jane.
All right, guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff, like gimmies on the golf course. We like uncomplicated Lady Jane's haircuts for men. You walk in, you sign in, and before you know it, you're handsome and clean. They can even give you the salty red like I got on the top of my head. Lady Jane's open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
And let me tell you about Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer with 5 locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing. You see the different deals they got on the screen. 2026 Equinox for $209 per month, or a 2025 Silverado 1500 Crew for $149 per month. Feldman Chevrolet will do what they can to get you in the car you want. It's Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, June 29th at the Old Miami in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Ven Johnson.
Now, we're all here for Planet Fitness. Once again, it's back, everybody. The Teen Summer Pass, the High School Summer Pass. Teens can work out for free all summer long, ages 14 to 19. And look, Planet Fitness certainly doing their part to keep our youth active during the summer months when they don't have the high school sports, when they don't have all of the gym classes and all of that going on. They can still stay active. June 1st to August 31st, all you got to do is roll into your local Planet Fitness. If you're a teen, age 14 to 19, you can work out for free all summer long. Yes, it is that simple, everyone. Again, salute to Planet Fitness. They've invested a ton of money into this program, and it's all in the name of keeping our youth active. Planet Fitness. Take advantage. The High School Summer Pass. Work out free all summer long.
What about Loom?
Absolutely. What about Loom? Summer is heating up and Michigan is buzzing. Each can of that, and that is the Loom's famous drink of 7.5 milligrams of real THC wrapped in bubbles, crafted with real fruit juice, no artificial sweeteners, bold in flavor, 100% hangover free, all bubbles, no troubles, perfect for poolside sips, bonfire nights. Lake day chills are on the golf course, available at any of Loom's 38 locations across Michigan. Now use code WSN30 for 30% off your entire order online or in store. Go to www.loom.com today.
All right, keeping it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty back in the fold. And of course, we have Chase in the sound booth. We have intern Simeon, the Vanderbilt legend, and we have Spencer Raxter in the building. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. And we're just kind of wrapping up this Pistons discussion because a lot of people in the chat were like, what are we doing? How come we're not getting involved? And that, like, the Drew Holiday thing, I didn't get what Portland's doing. So I don't understand that. I'm not interested in Drew Holiday. I know a lot of you were interested in Kevin Durant. I was to a degree, but probably not for that price that Houston paid. I mean, are you running out to put your money on Houston at Caesars Sportsbook to win the NBA title?
Houston's going to be really fucking good next year. They've got a lot of youth and a lot of depth, and literally what stopped them from probably making the NBA Finals last year was they didn't have a closer, and they just got Kevin Durant.
I thought Golden State was fairly dominant over them.
But if Jalen Green would have been able to hit shots in those games, they would have beat Golden State, and he couldn't, and they just got probably the best shot maker in the history of the NBA.
If he's there, yeah.
Yeah, if he's healthy.
If he's healthy. And look, and to be fair, to back that up, like, there comes a point where you do have to take a chance.
Yeah.
Like if you're Houston,
I love the move from Houston.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great trade for them.
If you look at the Pistons' history of when they won championships, they took gambles.
They did.
Like big time gambles. Rasheed, Mark Aguirre, like they took big time gambles. And at some point, you got to do that. So we asked the question too. So for all this he, you know, what?
I can't believe they kept Jabari Smith and Tari Eason. They only gave up. I mean, Jalen Green's good, but I'm taking one of those guys instead of Dylan Brooks.
I like Dylan Brooks, man.
I hate Dylan Brooks. I understand what he is, but I hate him. Little dork.
You're letting your emotion get in the way.
Yeah, for sure. No
Okay,
doubt.
all right. Hey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Spenny, I've always said what I respect most about you is you can make a statement like that, take a breath within 3 seconds and say, I'm being emotional.
Oh, for sure.
And it's not rational.
Nope.
But I hate him.
Yeah, piece of shit.
Dude, as long as you caveat it.
Yeah.
The most self-aware show in the history of media.
100%.
But we put the question to the chat then. Okay, you guys want to partake in this NBA 2K trade machine banter stuff? Then let's dig in a little bit. Reality check. You willing to trade Jay Divey? 60% of the people say no.
I mean.
Then you don't get no coke?
Then you're not going to get a good player, yeah.
You see what I'm saying here, Spenny?
No, nobody's taking Fontecchio and Sasser for anybody worth a shit.
Right, it's ironic you bring that up. Is right here in the chat. I'd like to see Holland and Fontecchio move together.
I mean, Holland he has got a lot of potential, but he does not have much stock in a trade right now because you don't know what he is.
If you want to jump the line, use a super chat, Dat Boy Roy. Why does everyone want to rush? Because everything great comes with patience. Well, Dat Boy, that's the society we live in now.
That is true.
Too.
But also, there's an opportunity in the East next year with 3 of the top 7 players in the conference out for the entire season.
More on that later with Dr. Pierce. Also, Dante151 in the super chat. Would you trade Stewart for Kristaps Porzingis? Come on, Spenny. You're on the Chris.
No.
So you don't really want to make a move then either.
I do. I don't want to trade Stewart. I would trade Ivy or Duren. I don't want to trade Stewart, though. I would trade Ivy or Duren if you're getting a star, not just for a role player.
How about this one, Spenny? Graybeard78. Trade Cade for Cooper Flag?
Yeah. Is that Sticks burner?
Yeah. He's over there in the conference room right now. I think he thumbed that one in there right now.
I think he did.
100% he did. Sports chat thread. DNC ENT. Duren gets traded before Ivy. Not going to lie. Freddie fell 3-3. Neil likes the player with the most tone. Dad with Tourette's. Brooks will be traded for more youth and picks.
Probably, yeah.
Well, what kind of, I mean.
You're not going to get much. You'll probably get, it'll be one of those like 5 second-round picks. Like Sadiq Bey went for that.
RM Dole, there really isn't anyone on the Pistons that's too good to not trade.
There's one player. Absolutely one. I'm starting to think Asar is right there too, but Cade is untradeable.
So again, I just wanted to buzz a tower on it, and I want to talk about it for a second. All right. This in DMAC, Sewell spoke to the media in Tampa and talked to Chris McCoskey of the Detroit News and some other media that were assembled, and it was interesting, but it wasn't, but it was. And so I subscribe to the Detroit News, by the way. Shout out local journalism.
Yep.
I'm about it.
Shout out.
Ironically enough, it's cheaper than it was per week than when I delivered it as a kid. So the people that cry about the money stuff, like,
Inflation doesn't touch the news.
it's very inexpensive. But anyway, though, Dad with Tourette, Sabonis doesn't shoot well from three nor defend the paint. No thanks. Check his career 3-point stat line. He's added it. He's added it to the arsenal. Okay. Jay Gabb, happy Sewell Day, boys. And ironically enough, he starts tonight against Oakland. He did not pitch in the Tampa series, but he held court. And Spenny, I wanted to bring this up and get the room's reaction to it. Obviously, the discussions about the contract. And he had some things to say. McCoskey said Sewell's 28, be eligible for free agency before his age 30 season. There's been plenty of speculation about what he might be worth, though none of the speculation is based in actual fact. The consensus is the bidding war will start at about $400 million. Sounds good, Sewell said a couple of times those numbers were floated to him. And also in the story, Sewell's never gone through this process before. He's very savvy about it, how it works, and how public perception can be manipulated. He wants to make doubly sure nothing he said was misconstrued. He said, quote, "It doesn't mean I don't want to be here or that I'm against any extension," he said. "It doesn't mean any of that. I just don't want to talk about it. I'm very happy playing here. I like our coaching staff. I like our team. But there is a business side of this game that is much different than the playing side." DMAC, I know you can concur.
100%, and the fact that all you got to do is know that you do not think that why is Scott Boras, his agent, regarded as the best in the business or whatever like that, because it sounds like communication with his clients. And the fact is like you can't begrudge Tarek Sewell for getting to this point, and him he's earned this out of anybody else to whatever. This is his decision now. I hope he resigns. I hope they find it. But you talk about spending self-awareness. It's giving you the same, and it's honest and it's transparent.
Me and
we'll
got a
figure
lot
it
in
out.
common.
But I've never been in this position, and I'm gonna use it. And it's not a threat. It's just the facts. So don't look at it as a threat, or it's like turning his head, and he's aware of that, and it all comes down when making whatever decision it is to make. But he's earned this out of anybody that's ever earned it. So this is your lane, Neil, but you tell, when is the time frame of, it's like the Mountaineer in The Price is Right, but when does it get to the top of the hill and coming down when it's actually in the player's favor, right? So now, because he's waited so long and he's sacrificed with how he's pitching, now here's the thing. It only makes him stronger, right? He's not slowing down. He knows what it is. So he knows that it's business, off the field, no matter what it is with the money and the years and all that. But when he goes and takes that ball, it's, he's the best. He's your leader of your staff. He's your best player.
Shad 216 in the super chat. How about Ivy Tobias in a few seconds for James Harden? I see the vision, honestly. You know what? Props to you, Shad, for drawing that sword. You're going to get murdered in this chat right now. You are. And hey, I get it all the time because I think James Harden is still a very, very good basketball player. The numbers say that he is. I know people don't like him. I know at one point in his career, he's one of the greatest scorers of the basketball I've ever seen, and I really enjoyed watching him play, certainly when he was in Houston, because he could get buckets against anyone. I had an NBA player, Kay Felder, that told me, "You guys don't understand about James Harden. You have no chance against him defensively."
Probably the best isolation scorer
ever.
Yeah.
Maybe ever.
Let me ask you guys this question. With the team, and just hypothetically, would a Harden work on this team because of the guys around him that play as hard defensively? Is it set up because the the fault on him is he doesn't play defense, and it's
It's-
it isn't. But can you insulate?
He's
him?
an average defender.
Yeah, it's kind of
So he's
overblown about
better,
his
like-
defense.
He's better than the
The knock
street
on
say.
him is he falls apart in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And that's what every year he falls apart in the playoffs. But we've seen him play shooting guard. We've seen him at an extremely high level. We've seen him play point guard at an extremely high level. He would fit in anywhere. Do I want James Harden? Would I make? Probably not. I don't think I'd make that move.
Yeah. Well, he's in the KD age range.
Yeah.
You know, like.
And the playoff woes are like that's
See,
not
like,
something
even,
you
even
can just.
that though, like when Joel Embiid was out for the Sixers the year the Celtics won the championship, he went to Boston and gave them 40 in a game and won.
Yeah,
you
but I
know?
saw that he's got like.
Yeah, but you're talking about
It's like more turnovers than field goals made in like 30 postseason games.
Oh no doubt.
Like that's tough.
he needs to show up in Game 6 too. Also, like you're talking about the Game 1 performance.
Game 1 through 4, Harden.
Yeah.
Like,
That's fair.
Game 6, he puts up 6 points, or like his net is like 6 total, like with 4 points and 2 rebounds, no assists. He gets awful.
He's league average defensively.
Yeah, he's
metrically he's league. Simeon, don't get on here and perpetuate that false stereotype.
Shouldn't play defense.
That's
He's
fine.
just like Ivy. It's like if we're gonna hunt one, they'll hunt the other.
Chinovirus. Harden's too old. Chad, see what you did? You monopolized the show, and I knew you were going to do it.
We're
with
talking
that.
about Scooble, damn it.
Yeah, no, but hey, Chad, I respect you. I do, because you drew the sword, and you. I'm happy that someone else is going to try to fight this fight for Harden for a minute.
Yeah.
Give me a breather. So thank you for that. Woodward Sports chat thread, but no, we're
D-Hint's
touching.
got a trade scenario in there too in the super chat.
What's that?
D Hint just dropped a super chat in there with a trade scenario.
Oh, what'd he say?
He said Ivy, Harris, and 3 second-round picks for Giannis. Dude, if you could do that, I would.
Spenny.
I would do unspeakable things for that trade to happen. That is nowhere near enough to
Yeah,
even
like,
get
I'm
in
not
laughing
Go
distance.
run that one on Madden
Yeah.
or the NBA 2K,
2K,
Live
yeah.
first to see if it runs through. And
That is nowhere near enough to
Nah,
get in
that's right.
sniffing distance of Giannis.
Yes. Woodward Sports chat thread. Where was it? I just had it right here, and I lost it. My apologies.
I would
Oh, here,
I would give the naming rights to my firstborn child for that trade to go through.
All right, back to the Scuba thing. Chinovirus. No player that plays every 5 days is worth $40 million a season. I look. Max Scherzer, at age 37, signed a 3-year, $130 million contract, averaging $43.3 million per season. Justin Verlander, also averaged over $40 million per season in his last deal as well.
Were they worth those contracts?
No.
You're worth what
So, like,
somebody will pay
that's
you.
what their point was. They said they're not worth that much.
You're worth whatever somebody will pay you.
Right. At 40 years old and at 41 years old, Justin Verlander got $43.3 million.
Shout out.
The reason I bring that up,
Go.
and I bring this up, and Chris McCoskey, I don't know, like, I feel like he was kind of talking to me in that, because remember, like, when we would have these discussions? Look, those guys signed those deals pushing 40. 40. If I'm Scooble and I'm going to have back-to-back Cy Youngs into my free agency year, what are we talking? They got that at 40. So I want, at a minimum, I want that at 40. At a minimum, and then all the run-up time till I'm 40. You see what I'm saying? Like that's I don't think people and DMAC like these are people that
How
do
old
this for a
Scooble?
living.
How old?
He's pushing 30. He's
Yeah, he's
29.
28,
28.
So,
he's 29.
so you got 10 years of.
That. You see what I'm saying, DMAC? Like, why am I the only guy that sees this?
You bet you be.
For real, DMAC. I'm not being a dick here. Like, for real.
Right,
I'm not
right
being
now
calm.
on this at this moment, right now, if I said Scooble signs a 10-year deal, right, he goes to free agency or whatever, and he signs it, it is $500 million, easily, like maybe more, to whatever somebody like that's the logistics. So you're gonna pay a guy probably $45 to $50 million a season for the next 10 years.
Yes. Like, I don't get what McCoskey said there, none of it's rooted in fact. Well, see, Chris, like, when I do this, like, I do root this in fact. And those
So
are
what is
those are
there-
what the numbers are.
If So the question is, if Scherzer and them are worth that at 40, what's Scuba worth at 30?
Ding, 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 ding. Chalk one up for Mr. Darren McCarty.
At least 50.
Right. Now, if you were saying where...
No, right, where you can,
But
like,
you're at a
downside,
baseline. You're at a baseline, right? Dollar
I'm
for dollar.
baselining it down.
Yeah,
We're going
right.
to go 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45,
Yeah.
44, 43, 42, right? Add them all up.
Add them all up, and that's where we're going to be at. No, and that's where I am with it. Like, I don't get what people don't get about this. That's the 3 at 130 when a dude's 37. And I won back-to-back Cy Youngs.
Just piqued my interest. Who are Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer's agent? Do they
I'm
have
pretty
Scott
sure
Boras?
Scherzer is Scott Boras. I'm pretty sure.
So
Yes, he is.
So what
Verlander,
is that? Neil, talk to people behind the
Verlander's
scenes.
not.
You want to go into like a different level, like I bring you in the locker room. What's that mean when the agent who's done the deal already for whatever going to the play? What is Scott Boras? He's got these menus for teams, right? What does it look like if that's what he created for a 37-year-old?
Harold Williams, by year 5, that deal would look terrible.
That's what happens.
But it's not about
No.
what don't you guys get? It's
Okay,
not
Harold,
about
I'm going to do the PSA for everyone one more time.
No.
I'm going to do it, Spenny.
Yep.
I'm going to do it every single time we get this. Harold, because they can't sign him for 5 years at $90 million because of luxury tax implications, they're simply going to sign him at 10 years for $450 million. And that's not. Oh my! They can't do 5 years 450, which is what is in line with probably what he's worth in the intermediate. But to defer luxury tax and to stay out of that, they're going to do 10 years at $45 million per year to get to the same number. Does everyone get that? Do you understand it? That's not. Benny, do you understand
Well,
it?
Yes.
tariff,
Yep.
yeah, it's to avoid the tariffs and the taxes
Yeah.
and
And no MLB contracts end well. They don't.
They just don't.
They don't. It's what happens. It's the cost of doing business when you don't have the salary cap. You're gonna have to pay these guys a shitload of money for a shit long time, and
Well
most of the
past
time,
when they're worth
yeah,
it.
most of the time they don't end well. That's why you don't pay for the last 4 years of an MLB contract. You're paying for the first 5.
and don't act like we're new to it.
Yeah.
We just went through with Miggy.
Yep. And
Don't act like we're new
and
to
I'd
it.
sign that contract every day of the fucking week,
Right.
all over
100%.
again.
100 right.
Because the
You
man
just-
was winning
hey,
triple
and
crowns.
no-
Yes.
And here's the thing, more so not like cashed in individually, but if they cashed in a chip, everybody's happy.
Yep.
So that's what you're saying. Sign the deal, give me a chip. It's when you don't get a chip or a title, that's when it seems like it's a waste.
That is true.
That is true.
Dante 151 in the super chat. Hardman would give Cade a better three-point shooter than THJ and Fontecchio, and Pistons fan would chant "Fear the Beard" constantly.
That is also true. Until the playoffs.
Don't get it twisted.
Unless they win.
Unless they win.
Well, that's it.
Unless they win. All right, let's take the break. Tell about the massage chair.
The massage chair?
Absolutely. Look at McJesus sitting over there in that chair doing his things. You can look as cool as him, too. If you're looking to upgrade your relaxation game, check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. The largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest with the top brands for massage chairs like Infinity and Osaki. Located near the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road. Experience luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc, creator of top YouTube massage chair review channel. Book a visit at www.massagechairhouse.com or scan the QR code. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. thenfights.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Listen, guys, Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC should be your first choice when you're looking to get in a new vehicle. I've got my lease ending right now. My guy Goran is jumping through hoops to get me in a new car. He was trying to find me a Blazer that I'd want. He couldn't find one. We thought about buying it out. He showed me all the different options. But then he said, you know what, Spencer, here, we'll extend your lease by an extra month, and I've got you a build number of the car coming out of the factory that you're going to be driving in. So he gave me the number of the Blazer that's being built as we speak. So
specifically for Spencer
specifically
Raxter.
for me. So you won't get that kind of customer service anywhere else. Shout out to Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. They got a giant selection. Scan the QR code to get in a car that you want. Les Stanford Chevrolet.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule. We have Darren McCarty, Chase, intern Simeon, Spencer Raxter, third to first across the infield. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread, people taking advantage of the super chat. If you want to jump the line, feel free to continue to do that as well. Dad with Tourette's, Boris clients don't sign extensions. We can sign him in the offseason, but he isn't signing an extension.
Yeah, he's taking it to free agency for sure.
Agree. The conversation of trading him must be had, in my opinion. Oh, well, Dad with Tourette's, yes.
They're probably having those conversations right now.
Yeah, internally, the Tigers, no doubt.
Yeah.
There is no question. This is a very complex situation, and the NCENT NBA trade day is tomorrow. We have at least 390 days left with Scooble, but the NCENT,
they're not trading.
No one talked to the media about it like Scooble did. Yeah. You know, like Scooble brought this up this weekend, so that's what makes it relevant. What up, Doe? 45 to 50 mil is what Scooble will get. Paul Thomas, geez, that's lots of money.
That is a lot of money.
The owners make a lot of money.
Yep.
Like, never forget this too, guys. I always tend to side more with the players a lot of the time, because without them, none of this stuff happens.
Yeah.
Like, it's true. Like, there's a lot of rich guys. How many guys are there? You know, how many Kevin Durant's are there? Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Easy's battling with people in the chat. I love Duran, but you're wild if you don't think Turner's an upgrade over Duran. We'll get there.
Yeah.
That's a lot to unpack today.
Yep.
We got a lot going on a rest in peace Tuesday.
Pete Briscoe taking shots at Penei Sewell.
We got that to get to. Doc Pierce is going to be here. We're locked and loaded. You guys ready to put some people in the coffin?
Yep.
Perfect.
Absolutely. Let's do it. Let's kick it off. The regular Tuesday segment here, Big D Energy. Rest in peace. Who you putting in the proverbial sports coffin? Who is it over for? To set the tone, we'll lead off, as we always do, with our guy, Spencer Raxter.
Rest in peace.
Yes.
To Canada.
Rest
Listen, D-Mac, I'm sorry. To Canada. It's been 32 years, guys. Come on. We thought if you're not doing it with McJesus and with Draisaitl, when are you going to get one? Because I know Austin Matthews is not going to be the guy to bring one to Canada. So you better pray to Canadian Jesus that you guys keep McDavid. Because if that guy leaves your continent, or your country, it's going to be tough. And I don't know how you're going to be able to keep him. I don't know what more he would have to do in Edmonton. He's not going to go to Toronto. If he goes somewhere, it's going to be an American team. Now, I know the country of Canada, it's been a lot on their backs. Obviously, all the best players on these Stanley Cup winning teams are Canadian.
True.
Yeah, but you see where they're partying with it? They're partying with it on a beach in Miami.
You see where they're not paying taxes?
Florida is more of a hockey epicenter than Canada has been the past 10 years.
Oh, by the way,
it's crazy.
and you know what? I'm on the golf course, so I mean, I'm not even paying attention, but the word on the street is McDavid might be moved to a T team, and the T team isn't Toronto.
Oh.
So to your point about tax-free,
Yeah.
Really?
Oh my goodness. You know what would be better? You know what would be better than McDavid and
I got
Draisaitl?
that from like Electric Forest or something reporting, but
Yeah.
no, I mean I'm just
You're just in the streets, on the
this
course?
The street
Golf
it always
course
comes
banter?
back to me. It just showed up last night.
God.
Somebody brought.
Cooch and McDavid would be so crazy. Oh my goodness! Wow.
The Stanley Cup may never leave Florida again.
It might not.
Did you see Governor DeSantis?
Oh yeah.
When he was talking about how tourism's up, 3.3 million Canadians came, and you know they just wanted to come down and see the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
That was pretty cold-blooded.
He is cold-blooded.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, that's a good one, man. 100% true. Another funeral for Edmonton.
32 years.
Are they even over the Gretzky?
Never
funeral?
in my life have I seen a Canadian
Oh my
team
gosh,
hoist the
I didn't
Stanley
even
Cup.
think of that.
That can't happen.
Oh,
again to them,
it's
can it?
Gretzky Part 2.
Yes.
Oh my. Oh.
That can't
Rip
happen
in there.
again.
Oh my God. Root for friggin'.
If you haven't,
That's what LA's doing something.
if you guys haven't, watch the 30 for 30 on the Gretzky trade. A nation had a funeral. Why do you do that to the people?
Learn from you.
Okay.
Hi, Neil.
Intern Simeon, you putting somebody in the coffin, and why is it Vanderbilt?
Yeah. Yeah. It was going to be John Jones, but that happened earlier, so I'll let you guys do you guys got that one out of the way.
It still can. I mean,
It
whatever
can
you
be.
want to do.
He put himself in it, so I won't do it to him.
All right.
Tommy Fleetwood. He may
That's
never
a
win a
good
golf.
one.
He may never win a golf tournament. That poor guy.
How do you
I
bounce
feel-
back from that?
I don't know. Did you see the alternate angle?
No, I
Keegan's
didn't see the
putting,
alternate
and he's like hand in his elbow like that. He couldn't watch.
I saw the clip
like
of him.
Like he might never win.
It was a sad clip. I saw the clip of him like walking to his family, because you know like everybody's off with Keegan Bradley and over by 18, and it was sad because that's how real life works. When you don't win, everybody just picks up and walks away from you.
And of course his family was right there because he had a one-shot lead in the fairway
His
on
kids,
18. They were right there
everybody.
thinking they were going to
He's
run out
never
and
won an
celebrate a
event.
win.
Wow, that's tough. That is tough.
Yeah.
He may not bounce back. I do like that one.
See, you know what? And to that point is why he's not in the coffin, because I believe that when it comes down to with Tommy Fleetwood, from the experience and whatever,
First
this will
RIP.
make him. This is
Will harden him.
He's a
Yeah,
guy that
this is rock bottom.
He's
been
guys
good.
that this happens to, Neil, and we've seen it all, that you'll never hear from again. I
Yeah.
think this is his defining moment, just from what I've seen. And Tommy Fleetwood plays more golf like us, right? Where it's more of a grind. It seems like then uber talented, but I think like he's in the right spot. Now the beauty, right, where the consolation and at the time it doesn't come down to it, but that 1.6 million and where he's put himself, and the fact he's been on that President's Trophy team, and he's won different places, but I just, to that point, let's watch him, because I think that these are the moments that define athletes and human beings. So that was really tough to watch. I'm a big Tommy Fleetwood fan, but when it happened, it was more like, it was more of the Keegan Bradley being the like him is he gonna be the player coach for the Ryder Cup and stuff like this because he played in his way, like that narrative to whatever.
Yes.
But let's see, because I really like that. I think that this defines Tommy Fleetwood, but he bounces back eventually. Yeah, no, we're right, sort of, and I sort of see it like, right, you're giving me the face like the '96 Red Wings.
Correct.
So right, where you didn't think. So I'm saying no, Neil.
Okay.
I'll
defer
it's
to
gonna
you.
be 97, and you know what? He will win, and we're gonna be hearing him talk about this, about it could have killed me, could have been whatever, but he's not built like that. He's built. he was sort of raised blue collar, like he's blue collar. Like this is just going to define him. It's
All right.
more what happens to the most of the grind of the golfer.
Chase, who you putting in the coffin, man? Who's resting in peace?
Yeah, I turn my mic on. Oh, there it is. My rest in peace is NASCAR on Prime.
I was told it was going great. What's the problem?
It has been going great, but they only had 5 races scheduled. Now they're moving to TNT for the rest of the season. So this was scheduled, planned.
How does TNT have everything? Like anytime, this is a side to this, and we'll get back to it. Anytime, like I'm looking for something, like there's something on I want to watch, it's always on TNT. How is that?
Well, TNT knows drama, Neil.
They do.
They do know drama.
So that's the deal.
They do. Sorry, proceed.
Absolutely. I want to meet the guy calling the shots for TNT.
Shout out Ted Turner. Funny story of how he inherited his wealth. But so look into that if you're interested. But yeah, NASCAR on Prime. Great 5-race schedule they had, starting with the Coke 600 and ended here at Pocono with a fantastic race. I mean, it was really good. Hopefully they come back next year with an even bigger race package. Seemed to go really well. Brought in a lot of audience.
I flipped it on for a little bit just to see how they were doing it. It seemed like it was going good.
The Thursday Night Football guys showed up. They just were like, look, we've been tuning in, seeing how much fun it is, and we just want to show up and see what it's all about. And they seemed to have a good time. It was Andrew Whitworth and Ryan Fitzpatrick slamming beers after a race. I mean, they kind of fit. He's like the old lineman. He was like kind of like the pit crew, the quarterbacks, kind of like the driver, the pretty boy, the face of it all. But, they were kind of tying it all together. It's cool. NASCAR is really fun. I mean, there's it's not just them driving in circles. There's a lot of strategy and stuff to it. So check out Fast and Loose.
TNT gets a subleased college football playoff game that pops up on there for no reason.
They're always they got a lot of stuff.
The Ronin says they got the MCU and Star Wars movies, or like that.
Yeah,
TNT's
and then Shawshank's on after it.
It's almost like the bootleg now.
They do play Shawshank twice a week.
Yeah.
The Shawshank bounces back and forth. It's like as soon as it gets done running on TNT, it immediately starts on AMC. Back and
then goes to TBS.
Yeah.
Woodward Sports Chat thread, the Ron and 99. TNT doesn't have basketball. Ron, and I'm telling you, sometime next basketball season, you'll be looking for a game, and it'll just pop up on TNT. And they won't have any more.
Yep.
It'll just be that one that you want to see. I'm telling you, man. I don't know how they do it, but they do it, man. There's no doubt. D-Mac, who you putting in the coffin?
Who am I putting in the coffin? Well, I got to preface this with, does anybody remember June 11th? Or June 27th, 2011? For all you wrestling fans out there, that was CM Punk's infamous pipe bomb.
Ooh.
Right? Where he broke the kayfabe wall or whatever. Wow. Friday night, John Cena reversed it being the heel in the same visual. What I put in the coffin is kayfabe and how reality and everything came full circle 14 years later, because it set up Punk sitting on the stage with Cena through the table and him going through all the inadequacies of what it is and then walking out with the title. Cena's on the top rope with Punk through the table, calling out everything that all wrestling fans, like the things behind the scenes that guys will never talk about.
Yeah.
John Cena
Spilling the beans?
spilled the beans,
Oh,
called out CM Punk for being opportunist and screwing. How about Matt Cardona, Nick Nemeth,
Cena's been good as a
Claudio
heel.
Castagnoli. He's naming guys on other promote. Like, he went in as hard. It was the greatest thing ever. So as far as the kayfabe and everybody else, you got to pay attention. Now, this leading into this weekend's premium live event because of the ceasefire. I think that they're still going to Saudi Arabia, but CM Punk, John Cena is they are laying everything on the line. It's unbelievable right now. That's what I love, the way that they're tying everything back around and what they let him say. You got to check it out if you're a wrestling fan, because it's like, oh my God.
Cena's been good as a heel.
Dude, and now he's doing the Stone Cold thing because he's just being, yeah. Like it was more of because he's the last true champion. He's gonna walk out, but he's making everybody sort of realizing the arguments and everything, his point of view. So that's becoming that tweener.
Hell yeah.
Right? But it was, if you get a chance to go and just watch that segment,
He's an
it was
anti-hero.
one of the greatest, as a wrestling fan, segments that I've seen, because it, like the truth and the reality of
The
everything.
veil
And they
was
just
pulled
let
back.
it. They just let it go. Like, they just went in,
That's
and it was
awesome.
awesome because it was all John Cena, and this is, I don't know. So kayfabe, bye.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Freddie Felt 313. You know, Broder's muting the show right now because they're talking wrestling. Ryan's reaction. Am I the only one that's never liked CM Punk? I never got it with CM Punk either. Literally, I never got it. Never understood it. Sorry. You and I are the only two then.
Straight
I guess,
edge, baby. Straight edge. I don't get that. Life's too tough.
DNC ENT, rest in peace, me going to a WWE event. I've been meaning to take my son for 2 years. Forgot it was in Grand Rapids on Friday till I seen Grand Rapids in the top right corner.
Damn.
That's true. They're here. They're at LCA soon, aren't they? I believe they are.
They'll be back,
Sometime
right?
this summer, they're at LCA.
SummerSlam?
I'll figure it out. No, that was before.
Neil, who are you putting in a coffin?
No, I think it's
It's a Monday Night Raw.
It's a Raw, I believe.
July
Sorry.
28th.
Yeah. All right. I'll wrap this thing up here. You guys aren't gonna like this. The chat's really not gonna like this. Rest in peace to the rest of the AL Central. It's
Jesus.
over.
Oh, God.
It is over.
Knock on wood,
Why is the
please.
chat not gonna like that?
Because they get mad when I do this stuff, even though it plays out. Like, they get mad for
They
some
can't
reason.
see it right now. Enough of that to.
The Tigers have an 8.5 game lead over the Guardians.
We literally did this last year.
They went 5-5 in their last 10 and lost no ground. Cleveland doesn't have the horses to make up that kind of ground. They don't. While, yes, I don't want to see them in the playoffs, Ben.
Did the Tigers have the horses last year to do it? It literally just happened last year.
Right. So what's the chances that it happens again? That someone has a historic collapse parlayed with a historic run. It hadn't happened for 60 years. It's not going to happen back-to-back years, Penny. And thank you for making my other point. You just won the lotto. You're going to win it again next year? No.
I don't like it.
Hey, can I just caveat?
See? Spenny doesn't like it.
I don't like
They
it.
have an
Makes me feel
8.5 game
dirty.
lead. The largest lead of anybody in baseball by far. This division's a bunch of chumps.
This
and
division is bad this year.
It's
I don't
bad.
understand it.
I do. The Chicago factor.
Yeah.
Chicago's a little better. Not a lot, but a little better. So boom, there it goes. Sorry, Spenny. It's over. This division's over. Now, this is Tarek Skubal dependent. That's all you need. That's all you need.
God,
The
that
division's
makes
over.
it even worse. Don't say that.
You scared?
Yeah,
you being a bitch right now, Spenny?
I am. That was. I don't like that.
Shad 216. It's over for the AL as a whole.
The
The Tigers are getting bets and another decent arm at the deadline. Let's go, Shad. Let's go.
Hey, I gotta give the NCENT props because this is probably pretty on brand. CM Punk is the sober Aaron Rodgers.
Fair. Now it all makes sense.
Right?
It's
Like,
all about
just
relating
how
the
he
material.
rubs like either people like love or whatever like that, but
Yes. Thomas Perry. Neil, that's like talking to a pitcher when he's throwing a no-hitter.
Yeah.
Noah Messi. You aren't worried about the Guardians? In the playoffs, yes. To win the division, no, I'm not. Sorry, Spenny.
If the Guardians sell, like if the Guardians trade one of their guys, then I'll be like, okay. But it literally just happened.
Shad 216. Let's effing go. Freddie Felt 313. Neil standing on business with all the AL Central bozos. Somebody brought out a bozo. You got to respect that.
It's fair.
So I'm surprised. A lot of people are in lockstep with me, Spenny. It's a wrap, man.
Oh.
What are you scared of?
I'm scared of 100 games left to play. That's what I'm scared of.
There's not 100 games left.
98, whatever the hell it is.
They played 79 games, Spenny.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was okay. Well, still, and
There's
So the
79
only-
games.
Spenny,
you got a whole half of a
Spenny,
season.
Are you, the only thing you're afraid of is injury, right?
There's
Are
84
you
games
Are you
left.
afraid of this lineup, this team, whatever like this, What are they going to finish? How
I'm
many games?
scared, all right?
You want to break me
You
down?
don't break me down.
No, for real, Spenny. What are you scared of?
I'm scared of jinxes.
Scared of your boy
No.
Javi Baez going
Vibes.
cold?
That's,
Aura.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm scared of that. Yeah, scared. Just scared. in
Give me
general.
the reasons, the real world reasons.
Irrational fear. Fear is irrational. I'm scared. I'm scared, all right? You want me to hear it? You want to hear
Wow.
it? You want to break me down? That's scary. Saying, oh, it's a wrap before the All-Star break?
Yeah.
That's scary.
Before July. Okay.
Anything can happen.
What are the odds?
Baseball is such a long
What are
season,
the odds
man.
of the Tigers to win the Central right now?
It's probably like
Enter
plus
Simon on
2,500.
Caesars. Let us know
Or
what it
minus
is. Give us
2,500.
Because
a
then
rise up.
maybe that's a get right. Did you win your get right at one?
Yes, he
time?
did.
Of course.
What was the bet again?
Yankees minus the 1.5.
What was the final?
They won 7-3.
I'm just telling you, folks.
You know what? I feel bad. I forgot to give out the auto. This should be an auto play. Game 7 NBA Finals unders. That's an auto play, and I missed that one.
Yep, that's
so
fair.
That one's
Like
on
you
me.
missed it for the people.
I missed it for the people. What do you got?
Minus 1,800.
Minus 1,800. You're better off buying a savings bond than you are betting on the Tigers to win the division.
I got some bonds.
Does that help you? Make you feel more confident?
No.
What? So what is
What do
that?
you think
make?
what do you think
1,200
the
for
Guardians
Cleveland?
were last year?
Minnesota's plus 1,400. Cleveland's 1,700. Kansas City's 2,200.
What is it with Minnesota?
What
Minnesota's
is,
got the second
what
best
is
odds.
Vegas telling you?
It's Vegas.
He's telling you that, Neil, you're pretty much right.
Yeah, you're literally putting your money into better off putting your money in a savings bond than you are betting on the Tigers to win the division. You don't trust the government, Spenny. Is
No,
that it?
I don't trust
So
the
why do you
government.
keep your savings bonds? You said you have some.
I do.
Why don't you cash them in?
My grandpa gave them to me.
Well, go cash them in. Can't trust the government, Spenny. They might not honor them.
That's fair. They can just. I mean, what's keeping them from just being like, nope, these are worth nothing. Maybe I will.
You're right. You do have a rational fear.
Like,
That's.
low-key, that's
I don't
kind of
think
like
that's
how the
that
market
irrational.
works. Like, they could just say the dollar is worth, like, you know,
Nothing.
50 cents now.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's insane.
And there's just nothing we can do about
We're
it. What are we gonna do?
powerless.
Yeah.
Black Monday.
If they were just like, hey, credit cards don't work anymore, well, hopefully they do that with student loans. That'd be pretty cool. I just found out.
Narrative driven. There we go.
I just found out I had another fucking $10,000 in student loans on a different, not Moila, yesterday. They're like,
Hey, what'd you do with that
We're
money?
gonna take you to collections. I was like, oh.
What'd you do with the money?
I mean, it was used for classes.
No, for real. What'd you do with it?
I'd probably get. I can't do that.
What?
Statute of limitations.
I mean, you owe the money.
I used that money to pay my tuition,
And
the refund was pretty cool too, and got used for other stuff.
yeah.
And it was
It
cool.
was a good weekend at Coonan's.
What was it? What was the percentage that
Good
went to
weekend.
Rick?
Plead the
Crunchies.
fifth, Neil. Why are you trying to incriminate
Yeah, I
the
know,
young man?
dude. Like, what?
Are you a
This is
cop?
crazy right now?
Are you a cop, Neil?
I don't have to answer that right now.
I think I'm pretty sure if you're a cop and we ask you if
I
you're
don't
a
have
cop,
to answer
you gotta
that
say
right
you're
now.
I
a
don't think
cop.
that's true either, though.
Yeah.
I think that's.
I don't think that's true either.
So literally, why don't you? Then how does undercover cops work? Then how do they work?
No, obviously it's not. That's not a real thing. It's how undercover.
Why didn't?
Who farted says Spenny's grandpa trusted the government. Was he wrong?
Was he wrong?
R.I.P. Grandpa Ray.
Shout out Grandpa Ray. Absolutely.
Ray Rizzi. Man.
So you you have no baseball reason.
No,
You just you don't trust the government, and
irrational
therefore
fear.
you think the Tigers
Well,
won't win the
yeah,
division.
I don't like saying it's a wrap before the All-Star break. That,
But what if it is?
I mean, that whatever. But we literally saw it last year, so that gives me the heebie-jeebies a little bit.
Yeah. So okay, that's all. That's all I'm saying, man.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, scared.
That's all I'm saying. So again,
Spenny's not wrong. Cleveland's devil magic still. All it takes is one 4-game series, man.
all I'm saying
scary.
is, but they had their shot, and then the Tigers won the Sunday one.
Yeah, but all it takes is one more 3-1.
No.
Oh,
No, it doesn't. Like, guys, we gotta work through simple math, everybody. Okay,
I know.
You gotta work through simple math. You guys can be scared all you want. Wow, I'm
still a
surrounded
little
by
bit scared.
bitches around.
Hey, man.
I mean, it's not even Stoke not scared. It's just
Yeah,
like
common sense,
It's just
not
reality.
Who farted? Rest in peace, Grandpa Ray. Yeah, shout out Grandpa Ray.
Ray Rizzi is the man.
Yes.
I had
Harold-
a video, like, my cousin posted a video of him shooting squirrels off his back porch with a pellet gun the other day. Legend, dude.
You already know one of the teams in the AL will get hot. It's June.
I'm just saying, there's still a lot of baseball left to be played.
Soccer night in Detroit. Warbonds. Warbonds. Maz, probably.
Let's go to break.
I'm Tom Mazaway here for Warbonds.
We got a double
America
up.
Needs you to help defeat Nazi Germany. Yeah. All right, what do we have?
We got a double up, so we'll do socials and Dr. Pierce.
All right,
so let me tell you, if you want the best Detroit sports coverage in the world, all you got to do is follow at Woodward Sports on all social media platforms. Instagram, YouTube, X, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, wherever you get your social media from. Woodward Sports has an insanely big following, and make sure you stay tuned because we're pumping out content non-stop. It's Woodward Sports on all social media platforms. And D-Mac, why don't you tell us about Dr. Pierce?
Oh, absolutely. He's going to be in here real soon, but let me tell you about Dr. Jeff Pierce. Yes, Michigan Sports and Spine. You know him, you love him. He's here Tuesdays, Thursdays with Ermanni and Edwards. Always top-notch injury advice. I think today we'll be talking about, the dreaded Achilles. Right, Neil? Is that about it? Trust the guy I trusted for 4 Stanley Cups. Dr. Jeff Pierce here to keep you in the game, performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsAndSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone! The boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports. The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, June 29th at the Old Miami in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Ven Johnson.
Neil Rule here for Ven Johnson Law. Justice, it means different things to different people, but whether it is a settlement or a verdict, justice is always worth the fight. If you've got a case, the fighters at Ven Johnson Law, that's the move, everybody, and you can get the justice you deserve. Tough, tenacious, trial lawyers, Ven Johnson Law. Ven Johnson, VenFights.com, the fighters.
What about jars?
Absolutely. All right, Woodward Sports fans, whether they're hitting a game, simply just chilling, or maybe out on the golf course, Jars Cannabis has you covered. Jars is home to Michigan's largest lineup of rec cannabis products. We've got over 30 locations across the state, repping Michigan in a big way. 9 locations are right in Metro Detroit. There's always one nearby, and if you're in Grand Rapids, Madison Heights, or Milan, get ready. New stores are coming your way. Go to JarsCannabis.com to see where you can get your favorite products today. Make sure you check out Darren McCarty brand.
All right, back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Doc Pierce will be here in about 5 minutes or so. We have all of you in the chat. Of course, Darren, as we said, Chase, intern Simeon, Spencer Raxter, Dat Boy Roy in the Super Chat. Spenny, even if we lost the division, we would still be in the playoffs, which is true.
Probably.
Dante 151. Neil, I could see you as a Hangman Adam Page fan. AEW All in Texas is going to be insane with Page versus Mox for the AEW Men's World Heavyweight title.
It'll be a bloodbath.
AEW still hanging on?
They're hanging on. You know, they have I mean, it's a different product, right? Like, it's not the long-term story base. It's different, but it's, you know, exciting matches, and they got, you know, some great talent and stuff. It's just, you know, it's a different. It's like going to Greek food or going for Italian food or going for Chinese food. I mean, it's a different flavor. It's their own flavor. So, They still got one of the biggest stars in wrestling that I love, MJF, Malcolm Jacob Friedman. So he's in a great storyline right now. So I mean, if you can, the thing about AEW is like you can pull up on it whenever you want.
Pull up on me.
Sort of, it's like soap operas. Like you can sort of figure out, okay, because it's nothing really. Things change, but you can get back into it. Whereas WWE is more try to get longer term storylines and stuff like that with bigger stars. So
I got you.
It's still, I know it's billionaires, but it's B's versus M's. Billionaires versus millionaires.
Love a good BM.
There you go.
Okay, Noah Messi. If Inter Miami can somehow beat PSG, I'm gonna buy a Messi jersey.
They're playing PSG.
Yeah, in the Club World Cup, they played. They played
Saint-Germain.
Palermo last night in Miami, and like the Palermo, they're in the top division in Brazil. It was an electric game. Electric. I'm glad I watched it, and the Palermo fans took the stadium over in Miami.
Oh,
like Messi was an afterthought.
Yeah,
and they have very good-looking fans. I'll say it like that.
I believe
Brazilians?
Yes.
Brazilians are either supermodels or pit bulls. There is no in between.
Supermodels or what?
Pit bulls.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
That you're right.
No in between.
100%. It was an electric game though. Electric game. Crowd was into it, going crazy. Game opened up, was going back and forth. Like it was a lot of fun. If they could make soccer like that all the time, it would catch on.
I love the World Cup coverage, man. It's just you just see nice sets all over the place.
I think it's a lack of coverage is what you really enjoy.
Amen, brother.
Yes. Jake Wegener, standard fare. Ben Johnson, greater than Ben Johnson.
That is true.
That's absolutely facts. Somebody asked in the chat, what about All-Star Javi, Neil? I mean, what about? It's a movement.
Yep.
Like
I vote for him every day. I'm gonna do it right now.
Hey, Neil, just to wrap a bow on this, just so you understand, AEW, and this from Peaceful Tim, AEW is more of a circus. WWE is more of a concert.
Everybody go vote for Javi Baez and all other Tigers.
That's what it is. We can all agree.
Ryan Glinsky, Neil, do you like the Club World Cup? Seems like meaningless games. Well, they're playing for a lot of money.
That's the intern, Ryan.
Where?
Like
Ryan
in the chat who
Glinsky's
you're talking to,
intern,
Ryan
Ryan.
Glinsky.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So get back to work.
Yeah. How about instead of dicking around on the chat, you go do some stuff. You're never gonna make it in this business unless you're being serious all the time. No, Ryan, I do like it. I like games. I like games that are open, like games that get going back and forth and stuff. That's fun. Like those games are fun. So last night, I just happened to stumble into it. Yeah, I mean the crowd, the fans aren't going. They're not. They kind of got overly aggressive with the ticket prices, but as they've come back down. That environment in Miami last night was electric. Should have went. If I had that to do over again, I would have went to that game. But, we always say that. Also in the Woodward Sports chat thread, but I talked about that. Someone said, what do you think about All-Star Javi? And the Javi thing has crossed the bridge nationally, where it's about a movement. It's about a feel-good story. Like, it checks the box, Benny. And somehow, some way, that dude's picked up almost 500,000 All-Star votes in a week, and they're all yours.
I'm about to vote for him 5 times right now. I'm actually picking everybody this time. I normally don't even pick the National League, but
vote for Ellie De La Cruz.
Oh yeah, yeah. Fucking
Maz hates Ellie De La Cruz.
I know. Maz hates fun.
Why is that?
I don't know. He's gonna be a Yankee.
Too tall.
He's gonna be a Yankee in 4 years. Maz is gonna love him.
He hates Altuve. He calls him too small. Maybe El De La Cruz is too tall, too big.
That's true. Aaron Judge is a 1,200 OPS.
Why wouldn't Javi get more votes than him?
That's true.
More aura. How much aura does Aaron Judge have?
Hey, all I know is Javi's got an over 800 OPS. And
he's
that
more
is
Riley Green.
He's got the third highest OPS outside of Trent Grisham.
Neil, wouldn't you say?
Fourth
he's
highest.
More Riley Green aura than he is Javi aura.
Aaron Judge? Would you? Let's go to the Aura Master.
Yeah, Aaron Judge is kind of a nerd.
I think Judge might have more than people give him credit for. He's got the chains and the
more aura. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the captain too. That comes with aura.
His swing.
He's not, but he's too nice.
He's very nice.
He's not Like, he doesn't have that little. To have aura, you got to have a little bit of grease on you.
Yeah, for sure. That
You know what
definitely
I'm saying?
helps.
Like, he's a nice. Like, it's the talent is unbelievable, but it's more of I think he's got to push his personality. You know what I mean? More of trying to be that.
Yep.
I mean, you don't need that guy you need him to be like a Riley Green. Just take care of his business and whatever else. Other guys need the swag. He doesn't have a swag guy there.
No.
Doesn't have a
needs
swag.
one.
New York doesn't have a swag guy.
Yeah, Stanton, but his swag is just always being injured.
He's hurt most of the time.
Yeah.
That's why the best player in the playoffs.
I guess Jazz Chisholm is their swag guy, but he's kind of
Yeah,
buns.
I like him.
Yeah, he's a little buns.
But he's more of a
That's Flannel's boy.
energy dude, like middle of your lineup guy. He's not the guy to carry it.
Flannel's favorite player, Jazz Chisholm.
Did you guys
Who's
talk about
favorite
Cody
player?
Bellinger?
Flannel.
Does Cody
No, they
Bellinger
got into
still have
beef on
swag?
Twitter. Flannel and Jazz Chisholm went back and forth on Twitter one
Oh,
time.
I remember that.
That was
yeah.
awesome.
That was pretty cool, actually. All right, let's do this. Let's take the break. When we come back, Doc is in the house. Speaking of swag.
Doc's
gonna be
got
bringing the
aura.
swag.
So much aura.
Doc's got aura for sure.
Is he more swag or more aura?
I would say more aura.
You
Yeah.
think so?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's more swag.
It's the aura.
We'll ask him when he comes back.
That's
I'm
fair.
sure he'll have a lot to say.
That is fair.
We are going to ask him about Achilles, though. What's the deal with the Achilles?
What's the deal with these Achilles?
All right, calling all Tigers fans. It's a White Claw Tigers tour. Woodward Sports hitting 4 of the top bars in Detroit to watch a Tigers game live on the network. Sunday night baseball. This Sunday night, June 29th. We'll be at the Old Miami. The heavyweights will be out there anchoring the coverage. They may be drinking a White Claw or two. They might be doing that. And you can be a part of it. See the reactions live on Woodward Sports Network to the best team in baseball, the team that has mathematically won the division already. It's the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw and Ben Johnson Law.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo. You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
All right, back at it, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. It is Tuesday, so you know what that means. We're joined by Dr. Jeff Pierce, our injury insider, courtesy of the Michigan Sports and Spine Center. His visit's powered by Amon-Ra of Southfield. And as always, we appreciate the time, Doc. And I'll say this. First off, do you feel as though you have more swag? Do you feel as though you have more aura?
This is an important
the
question.
definition of swag could go a lot of ways. Aura, can we define these so I can answer correctly?
I don't think they're definable properties.
Yeah. This new generation has created this, and they can say, you can't define them. You just know them when you see them.
Yeah, it's a feeling.
All right, then I'm good with that. I'm good with both. I'm a 50-50.
Yeah.
That's fair.
No,
Very
I mean,
younger generation answer right there.
I
have both.
They told me I need to get a younger audience, so I'm trying to relate, bring my kids involved. No, I believe aura is your presence. Swag is like I've always talked about confidence, right?
Right.
And people are considered arrogant. No, there's people that are confident in what they're doing, and arrogance is a sign of insecurity in my world. So swag is a little bit more of a level of insecurity. You need to create something. Where aura is just, it's what's coming off of you naturally. That's how I gonna put a definition on it.
That's it.
That's money.
And I'm.
That's a very medical definition.
And I'm going with the more of the aura because I don't need to create. It just happens.
No, swag is the good part of confidence.
That's
how
right.
you carry yourself. Like
Yeah.
swag is being confident but not being arrogant.
Right.
Right. The aura is just your presence.
Yeah.
All right. But well, now that we've got pop culture handled.
That's important.
You got way more aura, Doc.
All right, Doc. So here's the deal. And the chat yesterday looked to you when we started talking about the NBA Finals and Tyrese Halliburton, and obviously it sucks. Tearing an Achilles in Game 7 with everything on the line, your career-defining moment, all of it. But Doc, the people asked right away, can you guys ask Doc Pierce, why is this happening? The Achilles, Doc. And look, I have my suspicions. I'm sure a lot of people have theirs. First off, I guess, why do you think it's happening more? And then we'll get into what it is, I guess. Why is it happening more?
You showed me a couple things. I think I've always said, because there's loads that we can talk about. We can get a little medical, but why? Okay, is there increased use? Is there increased reps? I know people are running towards that. I think that the game has changed, that you're putting different pressures on the body with the step back. I think the step back, I've already kind of brought that up, that the step back, when you're moving forward at a high velocity to create that space, that's a big acceleration and deacceleration, which is taking a big toll on the body itself, and especially the Achilles and the gastrocs. Because to do that stop and create that space, we're showing the anatomy of the big calf muscles, the gastrocs, something called the soleus. The soleus can actually tear. And the thing is, like, you see the white part there, that's considered the tendon. Every muscle attachment has a tendon. This is one of the biggest, longest tendons in our body. And what happens is sometimes I look at, those people that have those long legs and that big gastroc, that tendon being longer actually puts you at a disadvantage. So a lot of times leapers, guys.
Oh, okay.
Guys,
and to interrupt you for a second, like the size of basketball players.
Right.
Right?
You have a longer
6'8",
tendon.
6'10".
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
You have that long, no, interrupt me because I go on. But yeah, it's that longer tendon that kind of puts it at a disadvantage. Like when I'm training my young residents and stuff, we'll pull that out as a risk factor, right? So you got to be careful that muscle is always stretched, always proven to be as full length and in good condition in its full length. So that's something we need to focus on. So here we're just showing the anatomy. If we want to get into why, I know, who was it, Jay Williams?
Yeah, Jay Williams talked about it.
I know he was talking about, nobody wants to talk about it, but it's the business of it, which I think you're alluding to, is basically we have more pressure on them. They have to be entertaining. They have to do things over and above. That's always been part of the game. That's always been an entertainment thing. I think we're more protective of the players. You talk to the alumni, which I'm going to be with some of them on Sunday with the big three, but and I'll ask their opinions. I think the guys are. I really think it's about the step back, the difference in the game. Kind of like I always refer back to Mac when the game changed there with the sports hernias. We had to make adjustments. I think the best thing that Williams says, if you guys are showing the interview, is that we need to invest more in sports science. I think the sports science is underutilized in all sports. Yeah.
Even in the era of $500 million athletes.
Even in the era of $500 million.
Wow.
But we're learning, right? We have more science than we did. We have more understanding. Medicine's growing. We're not, in the penicillin days. We're growing.
Well, Penei is sometimes, but that's a different story for a different time. Sorry, Doc, go ahead.
Penei ferments in different categories. No,
darker
Spenny's been
times.
doing great. I gotta give a shout out. He's really being aware of his body. We'll have another show about that.
Thank you, Doc.
The Spenny.
We should do that. Like kind of tell our stories a little bit.
Yeah.
And kind of break down how that works.
They
That'd be a good
probably
idea.
would. Probably be inspiring to all those lovers out there.
Doc, you brought it up. But my question to you is, what is the hockey equivalent, and would it be the groin injuries that we all suffered back in the day? How like the core became more of the focus in the mid '90s because we were all tearing our groins and stuff like that. Would that be the equivalent?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the Achilles. I mean, look, what is he? He shouts out 8 full Achilles tears this year, with a lot of people on the sidelines with strains. You know, I ripped on Curry a little bit for not showing up for the playoffs, but when you go to Kevin Durant, probably the most dramatic, and now this has overcome that. These guys, it's an industry. They're their self business. When you guys were out for sports hernias, you weren't coming back in 2 weeks. No. You know, you were taking 6 months to a year. This is what we're talking about with Achilles right now. The science will improve. The science of recovery, repair, how to deal with it will improve because of this right now. You're going to look at a whole shift, just like the ACL injury, the anterior cruciate ligament. It was a lot of the professionals that changed the science. We'll be a lot more vested because, you know what? It leads to more money of recovery. So the better we can do, the better repair, you know, there's financial reward in it too.
In the super chat, by the way, jump into the Woodward Sports chat thread. Nobody with the super chat. If you're going to school right now, just remember you'll learn more here than some quack talking about Pythagorean theorem. Big D energy equals a big brain. So that is true. Hey, we educate our people here.
We have a learned doctor on.
We have
right
a learned
now.
doctor on the show right now, as a matter of fact. Doc Rock, Doc Pickleball, Doctor to the Stars, helps guys win Stanley Cups, all of it. He is Dr. Pearson. He is here. No, but Doc, my angle of it is, it's along the lines of what you said. We are in an era, because we have $500 million athletes, and I know the people probably aren't going to want to hear this, but it's real. I believe it's real and it's true. Is basketball. You have these guys that play their season. If you're a good team, you play into June to the middle of June. Maybe it's an Olympic year. You play in the Olympics the next year. If you're perennially a good player, you are playing into June regularly. It's just, and in this day and age, you're talking international games and all that travel and everything like that. I think just in an effort to literally juice every single dollar we can out of every situation. I think soccer is going to be the next sport where we see this, where you're going to see a run of this. Next year, soccer players that are playing in this Club World Cup right now, and the Gold Cup's going on. Remember, the season starts in August, like the Premier League and La Liga and all that. They're going to play their season, Doc. For the teams that win and win their league and are playing right till the end, they will have a grand total of about 3 weeks off before they go to World Cup, the biggest soccer event in the world.
Right.
Like, what's the line, Doc? Like, you can't. How much time? And I understand it's sport specific. That there's a sport specific answer, but this is my job here. I put you in kind of untenable situations, unreasonable situations, and there is no blanket answer. Ballpark it, Doc. If you are a professional athlete, how much time should you have off in the off season?
You know, it's a hard question.
Yes, it's not.
If you
fair.
have to be up and running, you know, the guys can do it. If they have their leisure, like, you know, we were running when we were in the Stanley Cup playoffs for, you know, years after years. They knew they had to condense their recovery. They had their 1 week, 2 weeks to blow off, to do everything, to golf, just to be stupid. But within 2 weeks, they were back in the gym with active recovery. So don't forget, recovery doesn't mean just going to eat bonbons and drinking beers. There's something called active recovery, which is, you know, you get out of sports specific, you get to muscle balance, you get into to training your body. Hockey players at the end of the year, and obviously I've had the most experience with them, they have no upper chest. They're losing weight. Their lower bodies are huge. They're in major muscle imbalance. Soccer players are the same way too. They have no upper body strength, really. They have to lift to create that. The game itself doesn't create that. Where football, you're creating a more of a full body workout. Basketball, full body workout, but still more lower extremity stuff. You have to create that balance to improve your core musculature. Is that kind of what you were looking for?
No, it is. This was pretty funny too. Great Beard 78. When they wore Chuck Taylors, 0 blown Achilles. I'm just saying. But then Denver Blair in the chat says they weren't cutting in Chuck. Step backs, the game has evolved.
Were dunks even legal back then? Like that.
Yeah.
Putting a lot more stress on your joints nowadays.
No, there's a lot more. Look, these guys are bigger athletes back in the day. I mean, I always refer to Dr. J and Gervin, which they were ahead of their time. They were a step out. You're looking at he wasn't gliding, he wasn't doing anything. It's the activity of the game itself. Is it bad luck? No, there's some sports science behind it, and I think it is. Spencer, if you go to the concentric and eccentric, can I get technical for a minute?
Yeah, geek out for a minute, Doc. Go ahead, let's do it.
So there's eccentric strengthening, which the easiest way to show it is through the bicep, because everybody understands a bicep curl. So the bicep curl is concentric. That means you're shortening the muscle. You're shortening and strengthening is the understanding. But in the reverse, when you go down, which is now becoming more popular to build your muscle, you have to go slow. Like a lot of times power up and then come down. That's the wrong way to do it. It's 2 up, 4 down. So you do the concentric in the bicep when it's coming up, and the eccentric,
yes.
When you come down, it lengthens and strengthens. So you're lengthening the muscles. So when you when you do a step back, you're doing that powerful shortening to go forward, and then you have to kick back, and you lengthen that muscle, and it puts it at a disadvantage. So it's the eccentric when you're coming back. You'll step forward where you shorten, and then as you extend and come back to hit that to get behind the 3-point line mostly, you're putting more power into a disadvantaged muscle. And I think, not getting too silly with this, but I think that's, if you think about it, you're lengthening the muscle as you step back, puts it at a disadvantage. You're in a longer torso of a basketball player, and you're creating all that force, right? You have to create a separation. We always talk about create a separation of a second you can get around your guy or get away from your guy or get over your guy. That's what basketball's always been, but it was always a forward movement. Now we're creating this step back thing. I don't know if I'm getting too technical.
No, it's fine. I equate that to when Dr. IC for physicals and stuff like that, he's like, do you walk backwards on the treadmill? That's I would assume that's what he was driving at there. Right?
A little bit, but he's more talking about using your other muscles, as a full body, in your thighs, in your hips, in your glutes and stuff like that.
Oh, gotcha. I just do what I'm told. When doctor tells me to do it, I do it. So
good.
But
you talk about the stretch, you talk about getting up. There's a reason why you want to do that. The only other thing I'd want to bring up with this is what was his treatment, because he went down in game 5, came back and played well in game 6 and game 7. Was he getting something that weakened that tendon even more? Which is some of the risk factors we talk about in the locker room and the closed doors, which we'll probably never really hear.
And Doc, this is our culture right now too, right? You do what it takes to be out there for a game 7. If it's a Tuesday game against Sacramento in February, that's different.
He's sitting.
This is game 7 where your legacy can change at the snap of a finger.
Yeah,
so he's going to be out there.
The other thing is the mental, right? The mental for his team. I don't know, Darren, I can't remember when a major player went down, the big injuries. But when your number one guy goes down,
whoa! Or when your microphone goes down,
just like that.
When your microphone,
bad Achilles on that mic
just
stand.
like that. That was a simple move too.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, the mental for everybody else. For him, number one, you got to worry about it. Number 2 is the players around you when you have your leader go down.
Right.
There's the mental part of the game is so important, especially in basketball. I've seen so much talent that never makes it to the next level because of one mental commitment. It's just the mental. I don't want to get into psychology and all that, but I was proud of the guys stepping up and still, maintaining a competitive game after losing their player.
Yeah, no, they did. They went to battle. Yeah.
The other thing is does OKC get a little asterisk after top player goes out on the opponent? You guys won by luck. No, I think I think they were a great team. It's sad to see, that's what Game 7s are about. But the doctor and the training staff play a major role in championships that are not brought to the forefront. So a shout out to all the medical teams that work tirelessly.
As always, Doc, well, we appreciate it. It was very, very topical, very, very timely. So we do appreciate you stopping by. You want me to do the merch, Penei?
We could just do Caesars.
Caesars? All right, hey, Neil Rule here for Caesars Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports, and you can scan the QR code on the screen right above my head right there. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app, and you can fund your first deposit with the promo code Woodward1000. What does that do? Well, after you do that with the code Woodward1000, when you make your first bet, all the way up to $1,000, if you lose, you will get that back in your account as a free bonus bet. Yeah, it's like a do-over, as a matter of fact. Caesars Sportsbook, man, one of the OGs of the betting game. The app is clean. It doesn't glitch out. All the markets are available to you. If you want to take the Tigers to win the division at minus 1,800, it's out there. Spenny says don't do it, but it is out there for you. Caesars Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We can just wrap. We only got 5 minutes left.
That's it. So, as always, we appreciate Doc for stopping by, for D-Mac, for Chase.
D-Mac, you want to do another shout-out?
Oh, yeah. D-Mac, you're busy tonight.
Anybody around, Centerline, Michigan Grind Time Wrestling Academy, open house 6 to 9. We'll have burgers and hot dogs and all that stuff. So come on by, see what we're all about.
All right.
It's going to be a blast.
Come on out there. Spenny's.
D-Mac's going to hit me with a chair.
Hell yeah.
Can we get footage of that, please?
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Do you guys, is it like a special chair you guys use? Or?
No.
Just regular
Dude,
folding? I want the ones that dent.
I wish I had one.
Yeah.
Because there's a proper way, for safety, you don't hit them where it folds.
Yeah.
Where the cut side, you hit it the other side. But yeah,
I got a thick
you want you want to get your hand up, just in case.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Woodward just tweeted out, by the way, the Madden 26 rankings for Detroit Lions rookies. Oh boy, we'll recap it tomorrow, everyone.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for watching Woodward Sports.
Pete Prisco tomorrow too.
What's that?
Attacking Pete Prisco tomorrow.
Yes. Too. Sorry, we didn't get.
We got a Motorsports Minute tomorrow.
Motorsports Minute tomorrow.
Yeah.
And top 5 school lunches.
Top 5 school lunches. That's an action-packed Wednesday.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good Wednesday.
None of that would make Doc's food list.
Nope.
Well, see you later.